So there's some people backstage who are dying to talk to you about Arrow, but real quick, we gave out tickets. Everybody get a ticket? So the tickets are for a special Arrow Issue 0 comic that DC actually created exclusively for Comic-Con. Features cover art by the great Green Arrow illustrator Mike Grell, and was written by the show's creative team, as well as Jeff Hunter. Take your ticket to the redemption window at the Warner Brothers booth, and you can get your hands on this one-of-a-kind Arrow keepsake. So do that today. While you're there at the Warner Brothers booth, pick up a copy of our exclusive TV Guide magazine Comic-Con issue. It's got 4 collectible covers and also some inside information on Arrow. Last thing, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure to visit our outdoor space in Bayfront Park. It's right outside the convention center next to the Hilton Bayfront. We've got Kevin Smith headlining tonight. We have all 6 Batmobiles on display. It's pretty fantastic, so come check it out. All right, our moderator for Arrow is a senior writer at TV Guide. This guy loves the DC universe so much, he's got a Smallville tattoo. That is true. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Damian Holbrook.
How you guys doing? Thanks for being here. I'm not going to waste any more of your time on my stuff, so let's bring out our team. First, we've got co-creators and executive producers Andrew Kreisberg and Mark Guggenheim. Pilot director and executive producer David Nutter. The ridiculously sexy Katie Cassidy, who plays and the also ridiculously sexy Stephen Amell, who plays Oliver Green. Well, congratulations, guys. You guys like the pilot? So first off, to the producers and the creators, of all of the DC characters out there up for grabs, why the Arrow now?
I'll tell you, Peter Roth. He's in the audience. His idea, head of the studio, came to us, said, Green Arrow, TV show. We said, hell yeah.
And I think everybody has asked on Twitter and Facebook and they've emailed TV Guide and everybody, they want to know, are we going to see other DC characters in this world? And I think, Andrew, you probably can tell us more about that.
Yeah, one of our proof of concepts for this project was Andy Diggle's Green Arrow Year One. And for those of you who are familiar with it, you know the villain in that was China White. So we're very excited to announce in an upcoming episode of Arrow that China White will be played by Kelly Hu from X2.
So for you guys, I mean, clearly, I think anyone would want these two on their show. But what about Stephen and Katie really just clicked for you guys?
Their looks. No, they were. Stephen was actually. This is true. Stephen was the first person to come in and audition for Oliver. Literally the first person we saw. And as soon as he finished his audition, we asked him if he would mind waiting outside for 1 minute, so we could all look at each other and go, "Holy crap! We found him on our first try." And Katie is, you know, a star, and we were so thrilled that she consented to join our merry band.
Mm-hmm. And Stephen, what did you think of Green Arrow before you got this role?
I didn't know a ton about the Green Arrow before I got this role. To be perfectly honest, I knew that I really liked the pilot. I really wanted. Who doesn't want to play a superhero on TV? I mean, this is what you want to do. Except I kind of always want to play a villain, but this will do for now. This is it was just, you know, you get to, when I got cast, I turned to my cousin later that night because someone bought a Green Arrow comic book, and I've since read everything, starting with Year One. And I turned to him and I'm like, I'm gonna get to wear a suit. That was it. I was sold.
Okay, that brings me to the question about the suit. How did you guys come up with this design, this version of the outfit? Because some of the versions we've seen are, you know, a little easy being green.
Well, it's actually very difficult. But we started with, first of all, we started with Colleen Atwood, who is a multi-time Oscar award-winning costume designer. So it was our incredibly good fortune to have her design a costume. Basically what we started with was, we said, start with a leather jacket and a hood. And it should be so grounded and realistic that if you were to walk down the street with just a leather jacket and the hood, no one would look twice. Well, then we started to enhance. But it's all in part of a philosophy, as you can see in the pilot, of grounded, real, you know, everything functional. One of the things we're always saying is that Oliver's not wearing a costume. He's wearing something that gives him a predatory advantage, that puts him back in the hunter mindset that he developed on the island. Everything is not about form, it's about function.
And Katie, you're playing a character that I think everybody in the room knows is rooted in a very well-known female superhero in this world. And you know, clearly we're going to see the evolution of this character. And I think in the TV Guide Special Comic-Con issue, you mentioned how these characters, they will possibly evolve into what they are known for now. But Katie, are you prepared to possibly spend a lot of time in black fishnets?
Who wants to see Katie kick butt?
Yeah, if that's what the costume is going to be, and if it happens, I think I'm ready to take it on. But I mean, I'm really excited. I feel like a part of this project. You know, when I read it, this character really spoke to me, and the show, and obviously being in business with you guys, just definitely really made attraction for myself. So yes.
And can you guys tell us how soon will we see Laurel become a woman of action?
Andrew?
Not as soon as you'd want, but a lot sooner than you'd think. Good answer.
Right?
You know, did it not? Oh, it will. It will. You will. It'll make perfect sense. Just remember the quote when you watch the episode. You go, oh wow, Andrew was right.
Right. And Stephen, we need to just get this taken care of once and for all. This is the other question that we got all over online. The workout scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Okay, is that actually CGI? Or are those actually your abs?
No, that's me.
It actually is me.
Yeah.
No, that's me for sure.
You know, the one thing when I was putting this scene together, the one thing I said to myself when we did that sequence, that he had actually been training and doing this for weeks before we got started, and I saw this in a training video, and I said, let's put this in the show. And then I said to myself, when he did it, I said to myself, and I said that one person who's out there going to do a shout out to is Glenn Winter, who shot this pilot. He did when we did that sequence, I turned to Glenn and I said, Batman can't do that.
That's true.
And David, actually, I want to ask you, you did the pilot for Smallville. You did this pilot. Is there something about comic book-based shows and you that you just get it?
Well, it's interesting. I just thought before I got on stage, I thought about the word Holy Trinity. And this is the third in that trinity, in that trilogy, I guess, with respect to Smallville, Supernatural, and Arrow. And Arrow stands up to both those shows extremely well. And I had a little something to do with bringing Tom Welling and Kristen Cook to you guys, as well as Jensen and Jared. And when it comes to Steve and Katie, they ain't seen nothing yet. These guys are fantastic, they're tremendous. It was one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had on a pilot, and the scripts are just kick-ass, and it's going to be really a tremendous thing. But for me, it's all about telling stories that actually matter, and have some resonance, and have some drama to them that actually affect you, and make you feel something. And this script that Andrew and Mark and Greg put together was just something that I read and I said, I want to be involved.
Was there ever any discussion of just spinning off the Green Arrow from Smallville?
No, not really. You know, the thing about the Justin Hartley version of Green Arrow, it's absolutely terrific, but it's very much a function of Smallville. And that version of the character wasn't designed to anchor an entire TV show. That version of the character was designed to be part of this other world that David created.
So when you're looking to turn the Green Arrow into his own series, his own show without anyone else, you sort of have to reimagine the character to work, I think, in just a more grounded, realistic way. Plus which, it's part of the nature of a vigilante. A vigilante, you want to do a dark story, you want to have a dark, conflicted hero, because that's the nature of, taking the law into your hand. You want to be able to explore all those things. And I just don't think that with the tone that was established on Smellville, we could have gone as dark as we clearly did with the pilot.